All right, everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining us today as we look ahead to this Sunday's Foxwoods Resort Casino 301 with our defending race winner, Brad Keselowski. I think Jonathan is going through, allowing everyone to record at this time. And I know we have limited time today with you, Brad. So before I jump into questions from our media members, Brad, can you share some of your general feelings about returning to New Hampshire Motor Speedway in New England this weekend?
It's nice to be coming back, and thanks everybody for joining. I think New Hampshire and specifically the Loudon area is always fun to visit this time of year. Beautiful time of the season to be up in the area, and there's a lot of energy from the fans whenever we go. So that combination makes it fun no matter what. Even more fun for us is a track I run really well at. So having won the race last year in 2020 and 2014, we're kind of going for a three-peat this weekend. And I feel like we'll have a great chance at winning. So I got to get Shannon's picture changed in the background. Maybe that third win will be the catalyst to get her an update here. But no, I'm just, of course, looking forward. The Phoenix race settles the championship in November. And Loudon, New Hampshire is the closest track we have to Phoenix remaining on the circuit. So when it comes to car development, team development, we look for this track to be a kind of a key indicator to how we'll run and how we'll develop to be better for that race. So with that, that's kind of my initial thoughts.
All right, we're going to jump to questions from our media. From Matt Porter of the Boston Globe, how do you expect the race weekend atmosphere to be different this year compared to last year when really it was just the race and that's it?
Yeah, certainly we were fortunate to have fans at the racetrack last year, but I know it was in limited capacity, and the midways and all the different things that we would normally do to activate were certainly nowhere near fully baked. So I expect the atmosphere to be very, what's the millennial word, lit. It's going to be great. I think we're going to see a lot of people that are kind of glad to get out of the house and glad to get back to normalcy with doing the things we were able to do pre-pandemic.
All right, next we have a question from Greg
Is lit
Engel.
the right word, Shannon? Just out of curiosity, did I use that word?
You were right on point. Next question is from Greg Engel from Forbes. Have you been to the Bob Bondurant driving school?
Yes, I have, Greg. I went there 13, 14 years ago, and I probably could go back and use a refresher course or two, but world-class place to be.
Okay, and how did attending the Bondurant school help your road course expertise, and how did Bob Bondurant's lessons resonate with you on the track?
Certainly helped me be smoother, helped me be more cognizant of things to look for to be good at a road course track, and got me mentally engaged in a heightened ability.
All right, next question is from Rob T. Youngson of the Podium Finish. You've been quite successful around New Hampshire Motor Speedway throughout your Cup career. What's made the Magic Mile a track that suits your driving style and approach?
Yeah, it's been a great track for me, Rob. It's a track that I think takes a lot of finesse to get around. It's be really smooth with your inputs and just take care of your car in some ways, but also know when to push it in others. So we've got a lot of top fives there. Only 2 wins, but I feel like we could have won there half a dozen times. Where things just didn't quite go our way, but certainly a great track for us.
All right, another question from Rob. You won one of the first races with fans in the grandstands last year at New Hampshire. How much do you draw off the energy of the fans from New Hampshire and the New England region whenever you race at NHMS?
Well, when you're in the car, you really can't tell much, but after the race or right before the race, it means a lot to you. And I know that winning the race and getting cheers from the crowd afterwards was really heartwarming to me and meant a lot to me personally. And I thank the fans for those interactions, and maybe something that I probably took for granted earlier in my career. And then, like many things, the pandemic probably was a good reset for that.
And a final question from Rob. While New Hampshire may not be a playoff track, what are some takeaways from racing at this mile track that can be applied to other tracks during the playoffs?
Takeaways that can be applied. Basic car setups, some of the trade-offs and compromises we make, brake packages, engine packages. There's a lot of things that we'll take out of this race weekend.
All right, and from Zach Sterniolo from frontstretch.com, it seems Team Penske is in the midst of quite a lot of change recently, highlighted by Todd Gordon's departure, as well as your potential future plans. Have you noticed any change in the atmosphere inside the building over the past year and a half as Roger took ownership in IndyCar and IMS?
That's a hard answer to really, get to at this point, because with COVID and everything, I haven't been as in the building, as we're all trying to kind of stay socially distanced. So there's been so many changes from COVID that I think it would probably drown out any, cognizance I would have towards that.
All right, and a question from Woody Kane of MRN. What are your off weekend plans? Load the family up in the station wagon and head for the beach, or what?
Well, we tried to go to the beach, but everything was too expensive. So as I keep telling my wife, we're on a budget here, and probably not the wisest thing for me to say, but I did say it. So we'll probably load up and go to the mountains or something like that. Not Rocky Mountains, the Rocky Mountains are really one of our favorite spots to go to. So I imagine we'll make a little trip through there somewhere.
All right, and we'll go to questions from our media. Lee Spencer.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Brad, how's it going?
Oh, terrific.
Super. Just curious, and forgive me if this was asked earlier, I was on another call, but I'm curious, has anyone asked you yet whether or not you think that the rumors involving you have been a distraction for the season yet?
I mean, not specifically, but to answer your question, I don't think so. I think, there's a lot of focus on, getting that one spot higher than where we were last year. And I haven't really felt a huge difference with interactions and so forth. I think the COVID landscape makes it very hard to kind of read into those things, because everything's been so different for so long that I'm not sure I know what it looks like anymore.
And the other question I had was, someone told me that Travis Geisler is kind of keeping a sharp eye on the Hendrick Chevrolets, and I'm just wondering if the changes that they were forced to make to the right side of their noses had anything to do with that.
I'm not aware of anything specifically there, which isn't to say yes or no. I'm not aware of anything specifically there, but certainly those guys had it going on for a little while, and there's no doubt they were dominant through the month of May, and I would say month of June. And I'm not sure there's any indication to say differently, with respect to the next month or two of what those expectations should be of them. I do know that we have a lot of areas that we can improve ourselves, and it's probably best served for us to work on those.
Super. And finally, is New Hampshire kind of the best pseudo test you'll get for Phoenix before the playoffs begin?
Yeah, oh, no doubt. I think we look at New Hampshire as having carryover to a little bit of Richmond, not a tremendous amount, but a lot to Phoenix. It's a good indicator for Phoenix. And
you ran really well there last year.
Yeah, I look forward to this race. It's one that we have kind of penciled in as being one of our better tracks, and we're going there expecting to compete for the win, and hopefully doing just that.
Thanks, champ. Have a great week.
Thank you, Lee. All the best.
All right, and if anyone else from the media has a question, please feel free to either raise your hand or enter the question in the chat. Brad, if no one else has questions, we'll wait a minute, but before we let you go, can you comment on your experience with comedian Jimmy Dunn last week as you guys were cooking under caution?
Well, Jimmy and I had a great time. He's a very funny man. Comedians are always super smart, and he is right there. I wish I was that smart. Didn't get that blessing from God, but he was a blast to be around, and wish him all the best. And I got to get to one of his shows one day.
All right, we have Kelly Crandall with a question. Go ahead, Kelly.
Thank you. Hey, Brad, you had said there about focusing on the things you guys need to get better at. Can you just assess where this team is going into New Hampshire before the break here? You guys came out, Team Penske came out, I felt like really strong at the beginning of the year, and it seems like you've kind of been more quiet the last couple months. Can you just break down where this team is?
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's some week to week variability, which is normal. I thought we had really, really solid execution at Pocono. I was really proud of that. Same here this week in Atlanta, but didn't have the raw speed to really make anything of that execution. But I really liked our pit road. I really liked our strategy. I think we haven't been able to put all the pieces together. I felt like the fastest we've been was probably Richmond, and we didn't really execute that race very well. And, we had to tell Talladega we had good speed, and we executed it and caught some breaks and won the race. So we need to get to where we have more speed at the non-short tracks or super speedways. So specifically road courses and the 550 races. We can get speed to go with our execution. We can win a lot of these races and be a contender or even a favorite to win the championship. But right now our speed is primarily on the short tracks, so and the super speedways. And the good thing about that is there's 3 or 4 of those in the playoffs. We look ahead, and of course one this weekend here in New Hampshire. But I think to be the well-rounded team we want to be, to fully or to have a better chance of controlling our destiny, we need to find some speed on the road courses and the 550s.
All right, we have a question from Miles Heeger of WATD. What do you need Sunday to repeat?
I think the biggest thing is we need to have a clean start to the race. We're not starting up in the front. I think we're starting 11th. So we need to work our way through that and then stay on top of the track as it changes, which we expect it to pretty dramatically by the end of the race.
All right, Brad, that looks like all of our questions for today. Thank you to everyone for joining us. I look forward to seeing all of you this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for our 50th NASCAR Cup Series race, the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. We'll have a few more press releases going out this week and some more media avails this week as well. And other than that, good luck this Sunday, Brad.
Thank you. I cannot believe Bob Pockers didn't ask a question. But other than that, everything's good. Disappointed in you, Bob.
Well, we got you Sunday.
There we go. Take care, guys.